Oh, baby, we're on a roll. It's Pot in the City, and today it's And Just Like That ruined Aidan Shaw. Now, it is contentious because some people didn't really like Aidan to begin with. I've never been like all that hot on Aidan, but oh boy, I don't know that I've seen a character take as hard of a nosedive as I've seen with this. Just based on the cover alone, I know many of us were traumatized in the And Just Like That watching with the hand lick heard around the world. I mean, thoughts?
Yeah, well, on the Writers Room podcast, they did not play that for grossness. Like, I do know that. They weren't trying to like freak anyone out. Although that's crazy because when you watch it, it seems like they want us to have some kind of reaction.
Come on, Carrie. Give it to me, Carrie. Give it to me, Carrie.
And then he's like, oh, I almost shit my pants. Like, what the? Okay, so I've been saying this all week to you. I've been saying, try to think of any character who has been more decimated than Aidan on a reboot. Because I can't think. I know there's been a lot of shows with reboots, like Will and Grace. I would argue is a bad idea to do that reboot.
It was bad.
It was really bad. Every character came off unlikable because it was just a different time. So you couldn't get away with the jokes anymore. So they had to go unfunny. But
that also is a similar thing with And Just Like That, where it's like you've removed any chance of like you can Will and Grace, the original series, you could relate to those characters more. I feel like once they put them then in the reboot version, the people become like unobtainable versions, caricatures of who they were in a way that's like out of touch with even reality. Because where originally we had Aidan in Sex and the City being this, like, I would almost call him like a hippie type. He seemed like the type that would use crystal deodorant. Like, he gives me an Adam vibe. Mind you, this is a pissed off moment of, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned this, and if you didn't know, we also review And Just Like That episodes. We do tons of stuff. So hit subscribe, hit like, share, and all that stuff. But we've pointed out the choice of using the name Adam and the name Aidan. You could choose any name ever. Why would you not choose
25
like
other letters in the alphabet you could choose from?
And so you choose to make the next, like, the new Aidan, who's like a hippie-ish. He uses crystal deodorant. He has long, rabble-rouser hair. And you name him Aidan? Come on, MPK. Use your brain. Speaking of, if you like this video and you've somehow just dropped in, we have done a lot of these deep dives. It all really started with the man who ruined And Just Like That, because we have a deep, deep anger for this man right now, because he literally did ruin all of this. Yeah. I know he wants to like take credit. Maybe he doesn't now. What do you think?
Well, now I think he's kind of hiding. But also, guys, any of those videos and this one, you can press the hype button and send us out to the world. Hype, 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 hype. You can do it right below here, right below the share button, right down here. Okay, so let's talk about where we met Aidan. We met him. He was, Stanford comes over. He says, Carrie, there's some hot guy doing he's already successful, overly successful for his age, different time, pre 9/11. And he has a furniture store opening somehow. Of just specialty hand carved furniture. Carrie goes. I
also think that his character in the show is introduced to be like the antithesis to Big.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be really like almost polar opposites. So I feel like that was part of the character, the driving of that character creation and how that character came to be. Right.
So yeah, and then but another major part is that him and Sarah Jessica Parker have such inherent chemistry, and I don't know what happened to it because they just don't have it in the even when they're post-coital and they're in bed and they're being cutesy, it's just not the same. There's that chemistry is gone. I think it's in the second movie still.
I'm feeling like it's a her issue.
Yeah, because again, I can't get away from that comment somebody wrote that it seems like Sarah Jessica Parker is embarrassed and resents the character that made her so famous and is trying to get away from it.
Well, and again, And Just Like That ruined Carrie. Like, we talked about how she basically went from this, like, now She always was a little buttoned up for being a sex columnist.
Yeah.
She goes so far into the way it's like you would believe this woman was like a former nun or something. She's so like just buttoned up. And so when her and Aidan are in bed, they try and make Aidan like sexy too. They really try in some of the scenes where he's like laying in the bed like this and he's all like tanned and everything. And he has his hair like perfectly like pieced and tousled. Maybe it looks like a wig then. And she's just not like that. I'm not hot on that just because I'm like, he's not hot by this point to me in the show, but he's fine and hot in the scene. But then you put her in and she's all buttoned up, stuffy to the top. You're like, yeah, is that it?
What
okay,
what did we like?
Did you originally like Aidan on Sex and the City?
Well, I mean, even when I was watching this, I wanted to end up with a big, like that's who I wanted to be with the person that was worse for me. So like I was always kind of like, oh, I understand how she wants big, but Aidan was the clear choice, like the clear, oh, he's going to treat. But I could even tell in my 20s, she's going to get bored with him and probably end up cheating on him eventually anyway, because he's way too available.
Quite a few of you guys in our comments too have written good examples about how Aidan has been shitty. Like immediately the smoking, how he won't be with her. He shames her about her smoking.
And the slap. There's so many great, you guys need to always, I really want to quickly say, you guys that watch these videos, your engagement is on point. Like your engagement is really good.
You guys also like know more than we do about a lot of stuff, and you really help us fill in.
Great points. Often I'll be reading these things and I'm like, wow. And the ideas you guys came up with to how to fix this show. You know what? Every Outfit podcast said that I was like, that would have been epic, is if Charlotte was the one who had the drinking problem. How much, like, how rich that would be. Mm-hmm. Instead, they gave Miranda like 5 different major storylines.
It's hard because there was a lot to mine from the children of Charlotte, but at the same time, I didn't want the children in and just like that. No one did. It's kind of unfortunate. You know,
but what did we like about Aidan in the original series? Like he treated Carrie well. They had very good sexual chemistry. Like when they're talking about the wood and like just the way that she's so much smaller than him and he's just very tall.
I'm into that general vibe of like, let's go up to the cabin together. Let's go. Yeah. Like I love, I'm down with his furniture. I'm down with all of his whole vibe. It is, there were, let's say, like cracks in the foundation, even in Sex and the City, though, because, you know, he decides that they're going to buy the apartment next door, right? And tear down the wall and redo the floors. And that's like really his driving thing. But that is also the time when Carrie cheats on him, right?
Yeah. No. That's when they break up the second time. He redoes her floors, but then when they get back together, he wants to tear down the wall because he's going to move in and they buy the co-op.
Okay.
And that's where they break up.
So it ends up being that in And Just Like That, he can't go into that old apartment because he has such bad memories tied to their first relationship.
Right. Now, I wanted to ask you about that. Does he, in And Just Like That, ever come out and say, that breakup was 100% my fault because of my insecurities? Because I feel like the vibe in And Just Like That is that now Carrie is in the full villain, like I'm making up for all of this horrible stuff I did to you, but she didn't do anything wrong to him in that second part of their relationship.
I think the storyline is that he can never get over her cheating on him. Right?
But does he ever say that? He kind of does.
And Just Like That, doesn't he? When they end up breaking up, kind of is like, I've never been able to get over. Guys, there's a lot to keep in my brain, but I feel like he does say something about it way later.
I don't think he takes enough accountability, because I think that I would love to have a moment where Carrie goes, you know what? I've been busting my ass because I felt guilty all these years, and you've never admitted that it was you. I would have stayed with you. I would have stayed with you forever. and you decided that I wouldn't for me.
There is a legitimate argument on his side where like I could understand if you can't ever get like this person cheated on you. Yeah. I kind of get not getting over that. But I also wouldn't put
agree.
But then Aidan again did make the mistake by going back into it and not cutting it off sooner than you knew that. You already knew that, dude. I mean,
yeah. Before me and my ex-husband broke up a few times before we got married, and we went out with his mom before we, like when we finally got back together, and she's like, you guys need to make the decision right now to forgive each other and never bring that shit up again. And we honestly didn't. And I don't think Aidan was able to do that. I think and he didn't, because the fact that he wasn't able to walk back into the apartment shows that he doesn't forgive her, and it still does bug him, which is crazy because it's been 20 years.
And I do think the bringing of that character into And Just Like That is used as the idea of like, everyone's had the should I have or shouldn't I have? Did I let the one who walked away? But that's also a trope of And Just Like That, where they use people's entire backgrounds, entire everything that we've given them and they throw it away to use it to make like one small point, because they destroyed the goodwill that they really did have with the character. I was going back looking, I was just skimming through some of the episodes to try and like look for photos or whatever. So I looked at the apples to apples scene. I watched the apples to apples scene.
Oh, okay. Tell us about that. Tell us what your come away from was.
The apples to apples scene, I don't think was as bad as when in the rewatching it this time as when we watched it the first time, because we were on such an annoyance train for like, Aidan was a bitch eating crackers at that point, because we were like, fuck this shit, end this relationship, please. This is like beating a dead horse. We are done. The audience is done. Who wants this? Which, go back and watch our original watches of those. I'm sure that was our full point. This time it was like a hokey dad. I get that.
Yeah.
He was like, it was like, oh, my dance. The part that we were annoyed was the my dance moves part. And the lead up to that is, Wyatt being like, why did you choose delicate for Walmart? What does that have to do with anything? And then, Carrie's like, well, to shop at Walmart, it's a delicate something. And then Aidan's like, hey, don't choose dog farts. And then they choose something. And then it goes to the other son, Tater. And he reads the cards and he's like, my dance moves. Oh, I know that's dad's. And then Aidan, which this was also, I'm going to give a benefit of the doubt here. This was badly directed, because they must have said, go, just be a goofy dancing dad.
Oh, I bet they were laughing on set at how zany John Corbett is being.
Because I almost want to feel bad for John Corbett for having to do it. But he's like, oh, what do you mean? And then he's like, yeah, like, so in a benefit of the doubt here, it makes sense in the scene. It's less annoying than you think it's going to be. The most annoying parts are I'm drunk in my car and I'm gonna jack off. Oh, Carrie,
are you still with me, Carrie? She's like, but Sarah just Carrie also is awful. She's like, she seems physically uncomfortable, which I guess is real to life.
I didn't hate this and the eventual scene of that though, because the cat is looking at her, that is
stupid, though.
Oh, I think that's minorly relatable, but it's more just like in a way of like, the audience is disgusted. And when I was looking for a photo, I was like, I can't catch a good photo of this. So I was like looking for the internet for like a still of him licking his hand. And there's an accompanying article that says like, with one motion, And Just Like That destroyed a beloved character.
Absolutely,
or
though, because we've never seen him do that before, and like, or had him in that light. And why did we need to?
The show struggles to make anything seem hot or sexy. There were a lot of hot scenes in Sex and the City. There were. The one where
they were bringing up on that podcast about how like Carrie didn't know if Big had ever jerked off, but it's like, actually, I think they might have been comparing it to the sex scene too. Is that Carrie has phone sex with Mr. Big, and that scene is genuinely hot. So you've done this before, and also you know that Big does jerk off. Again, there's no continuity.
I'm gonna bookmark it bookend it. It's been a lot. It's a lot. Oh my god. I'm gonna bookend it with that scene with Che and Miranda in the white light and the finger banging and all of these things that they think they're showing us something that is hot. It's not hot, right?
It's absolutely not hot. And like, okay. And also the jerk off scene, I feel like that if I were to just watch that out of context, I would assume, oh, well, they're obviously creating some situation where Aidan has a major drinking problem or something. Like this seems indicative of something else, but no, this is just who Aidan is now, I guess.
Or was it used to introduce the idea that they had to keep alcohol out of the house because of Wyatt? Because that's what he says in the scene. She says, "Are you drinking or something?" He's like, I can't keep stuff in the house anymore." And she's like, "Why?" And she's he's like, "You mean Wyatt?"
Oh my god. But like what he's like really drunk. He comes across as being so drunk in that scene that he wouldn't even remember it the next day. Like that's how it's being played in the scene by John Corbett.
I'm wondering if maybe they're trying to portray him as that he just doesn't know what he really wants and he thinks he wants this and whatever. But that's an issue of the show because they want to explore characters that we don't care about.
And I think the major problem is that when Aidan and Carrie break up both times in Sex and the City, it is honestly gut-wrenching. The line where she goes, 6 hours, I peeled myself off the bathroom floor 4 or 6 hours later. Like, that's one of the most relatable lines ever, where it's just such a and you feel that. You feel like, don't go, but like it's over. And you have to
also when she's begging him to like forgive her.
That too. And then the breakup at Charlotte's wedding is so heartbreaking. And then just like that, the world was like, finally. And is that what you wanted? You wanted us to be thankful to the heavens that Aidan's now gone?
They should have done that in 3 episodes. They wouldn't let Trey McDougal have a 3-episode arc, but they gave Aidan 19 episodes to shit in our face.
To make us hate him. And it worked, but they didn't want that. They weren't intending that. Their only intention on the Writers' Room podcast said over and over was that we wanted to make sure Carrie was at 0 fault because everyone was expecting her to break his heart again. And I'm like, were we? Stop telling us what we think, because I didn't go into this thinking, oh, she's going to fuck him over again.
I thought it would be a thing where they would be like, you know what? A lot of time has passed and we're different people now anyway.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
That would have been a good enough ending for it. Like, I didn't need this because this is what ultimately I might say it, that this character and this relationship may have been one of your ultimate final nails in your coffin for your show. You spent nearly your entire 3rd season, except for the last
couple
2 episodes where she finally got with Duncan. You were like doing a whole will they, won't they? I just don't give a shit. That's again something we missed out of this series, and just like that is, let's have fun. Let's see Carrie out dating, exploring, doing Carrie shit.
Well, here's another thing they could have done, though. I think we can blame SJP for a lot of this too, because in the first series, when she's around Aidan, she's like looking right at him. She's so happy to be with him. But in all of it, just like that, Carrie seems fucking miserable anyway. But even when she's with Aidan, she always seems like, okay.
Maybe she off screen doesn't vibe with him, and she's letting it read on screen a little too much.
I wonder if like she has a lot to do with it too. But okay, so like if we were to fix this now, how would we do it? And write us in the comments now below, guys. What would you have done with Aidan? Should they have brought him back? How could we have fixed this?
I would have had Aidan appear 2 episodes before the finale of season 2.
All right.
Okay. We end season 2 on a cliffhanger of them. Maybe Carrie wasn't ready to be back in the saddle, and then it ends with them kissing, or will they kiss or lead to that? But then I want, within the first 2 to 3 episodes of season 3,
it could have said it could have ended with, and just like that, we were on our next chapter or something like that, before the next season or something like that.
Exactly.
Some kind of big thing.
Right. Do something with the character, but then ultimately let us much more quickly realize that this is not going to work, because they stretched it out way too long. Having Carrie go do the VR, trying to pretend she's going to be a stepmom. Stop.
But she's not even sad when they break up, though, either. That's the other thing. There's just no devastation. Forget,
he tells Carrie that he cheated on, basically.
That's right.
Cheated on her with his, what'd you call that cheating? I don't know. But Carrie's reaction is whatever.
I forgot that even happened because it was so insignificant.
She cared more about Miranda eating her yogurt.
Absolutely.
Than Aidan cheating on her.
Yeah.
So it just ultimately, I think, even just having this character just felt unnecessary. Maybe have them have a 3-episode arc. I love that idea. You know who had that idea? The wonderful Kyle MacLachlan said that he wanted to come back for his 3 episodes. They wouldn't let him. And that's what they should have done with Aidan.
Another issue is that they created this crazy character of Wyatt. And then that never gets wrapped. I don't even think they ever planned on going back to that if they were renewed for another season, addressing what happened with Wyatt.
Broken up and then the end. Unless it was, I don't want to say in a
well, it obviously needed to end with a school shooting in that area.
Oh my.
It's just
I think in general, they did not need to go in on Wyatt so much. And here's a sneak preview. Wyatt's on my list of worst side characters of, and just like that. That is our next video, guys. In fact, this is a perfect time to plug it, because if you're just watching us, hit subscribe, hit like, hit share, all that stuff. Next week, we're releasing a worst side characters on And Just Like That. Make sure that you're here for all the stuff. We go live every single Friday at 2 p.m. EST, whether it's about And Just Like That, or whether it's about Sex in the City, or whether it's just about living la vida loca. I don't know.
Can I actually request, can we just go over what they're getting? Today is the 22nd. So this Friday, today's the 22nd. Tomorrow you're getting that episode of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 2 on Patreon with Nick. We're doing Herstory of the World, but we're also going to release a little freebie on the main feed. Like, we're going to give you like half of the episode, and then you guys can go to Patreon and sign up, and then you guys are going to have a great time, because we do so many things every day. We do Vanderpump Rules, Smash, All Stars, we do Pillow Talk, we do mailbag episodes, we do all this stuff. It's all so fun. I promise you guys are going to love it. And then Fridays, we have our live stream where we talk about the episodes. But since Joan's going to be in Hawaii next week, there won't be a live on that Friday, but there will be a little extra interstitial episode where we'll be ranking the episodes of season 1 of And Just Like That. I mean, can they all just be worst? That tampon episode was okay.
I'm thinking maybe episode 1 is the best, and then everything else is. I mean, episode 1 still isn't good. But
Wally was maybe good. Like, nothing is good at all.
We're just gonna go episode by episode and put them in an order, and so just stick with us. But if you're subscribed, if you're on our Patreon, you get all the shit when you get it. So lock in, babies, for Pod in the City. We're ready, and in fact, we're coming for you. I don't know who we're coming for, but
but yeah, just meet us back on next Friday, Halloween. It'll be a special Halloween. We'll be discussing the finale of And Just Like That season 1. It's gonna be a real time.
We'll be digital trick-or-treating as well. We will be in costume, so I'm thinking it's a perfect time for that day too to be like begging for people to give us super stickers and stuff. It's
super stickers.
We're trick-or-treating, baby.
Hell yeah.
Guys, we love you so much. See ya!
Bye.